Hey Sarah, it's great to see you again. How have you been?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So, before we get started, I just want to go over what we went over last time, just about confidentiality. Again,
Mm-hmm.
this is a safe place. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable to talk to me about whatever you'd like.
Okay.
I'm not judging you, and just want you to know that this is okay to talk about anything that you have on your mind.
Okay.
Again, also the only concerns that I would have if I feel is you're harm to yourself or to others, we would have to address that. But besides that, does everything sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, awesome. So why don't we start with what I left you with last week? We were talking about you maybe getting more involved in some organizations at school. Did you maybe do any research into something that might interest you?
When I was walking to class, I saw a couple flyers for signups for intramural sports that we're starting at for this semester. And I used to play sports back in high school, and I really enjoyed that. And being around my friends and things like that. So I was thinking, I think the sign up for that is next week. So I was thinking maybe I could go to that and see if there were any sports that I could maybe play.
That sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. So let's yes, definitely make sure that we can do the sign up, and let me know how it goes next week whenever you do sign up. And I feel like that's a great starting point to meet some people who have common interests with you. So back to just how are you feeling about everything else that you were telling me about last week? Why don't you refresh me on some of those feelings you've been having?
I've been feeling kind of down lately, just really anxious and overwhelmed with school. I really want to do well with school, so I'm kind of been stressing about that, and kind of having some trouble sleeping. So then I tend to oversleep, and then if I'm like already late to a class, I hate showing up late. It makes me so anxious, so I just end up skipping it altogether. So I've kind of had a rough week. I skipped a couple classes this week, and just sleeping has been, kind of getting to sleep has just been kind of rough.
Okay. Do you mind if I take a few notes?
Oh, sure, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I just want to address you said that sometimes you do sleep in and maybe miss a class. So, when you realize that do you wake up and realize, oh, I'm going to be late? So, like, when you do sleep in, what is it that's running through your mind when you realize what's happening?
So when I realize that I overslept, and then I think, well, do I have time to get ready? Probably not. So am I going to rush around and then end up being late to class anyway? And I hate walking in late. It just makes me so nervous and anxious. I feel like everyone's watching. So all that runs through my head, and I decide, like, I'm tired anyway. I'm just going to stay in bed, because that, like eases my anxiety.
So that's usually what ends up happening. You just
I usually just stay in bed and I'll just tell myself, oh, I'll just watch the PowerPoint presentation and make my own notes on what I missed.
Okay. And then, so you were also telling me a little about your friends. Have you made any progress with them at all? Have you been speaking with them?
Not really. I've kind of just been doing my own thing. One of my friends, she reached out to me this week once and wanted to meet for lunch, but I just had too much to do. I had too much studying to do, and I'm doing the work study program and everything, so I just didn't really have time to meet with her. So I just kind of blew that off and didn't go to the lunch.
Okay. All right. So and have any of your other friends reached out at all, or have you tried reaching out to any of them?
I haven't tried reaching out to them. I feel like they don't really want to hang out with me anymore, so I don't want to text them and then them say they don't want to hang out, because I don't want to get rejected by them, so I just kind of wait.
Has that happened in the past? Have they rejected you after you?
I mean, they have, but they actually had said they had class, or they had something going on, but it still was just it was hard to put myself out there and be like, oh, let's meet, and then say they can or they have plans. So I just didn't want to take the chance of that happening again.
When in the event that they did reject you, can you tell me maybe some of the thoughts that were going through your head when they told you that they couldn't hang out with you?
I just was I knew that they wouldn't want to hang out with me. Just kind of mad, why? Why? I don't understand, why you can't. You always hang out with all of our other friends all the time. So just kind of was really angry about it, and just kind of I knew, I figured that they would do that.
Okay. I definitely hear that it made you upset that they and that you felt like maybe they choose other friends over you sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when they did tell you that they couldn't hang out with you, what did you decide to do? Did you express your feelings at all, or did you just kind of ignore it?
No, I just said that that's fine, and I'd like to talk to them another time.
Okay.
So we just kind of hung up.
You didn't want to maybe tell them, you didn't feel the need to tell them about anything about how you were feeling at all?
No, I didn't really want to, like, get in any kind of fight. I don't really like confrontation.
Okay. I also remember from last time you were telling me about some of the concerns you're having with your parents, and I believe you were stating that you were concerned about the money that they were spending. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're helping to support me. So I'm doing the work study program, so I'm contributing, but they're definitely, you know, really helping me out and supporting me. So I feel, and I'm the first one, I think I told you, I'm the first one in my family to go to college, so I feel like there's a lot of expectation for me to do well and succeed, and I just really don't want to let them down. But, you know, school can be overwhelming and really stressful at times, but I just, like, don't want to let anybody down.
Okay, that's definitely an understandable feeling. You know, I know that, especially being in college, it's a lot to take on, so I feel like many students probably relate to you in that matter. Let me ask, do your parents ever express to you concern about these concerns that you're having? Have they ever verbally told you that they were having those same concerns?
They just, you know, ask, like, you know, what are your grades like? You know, how's school going? So I feel like there's that, like, implied pressure of, I hope you're getting good grades and, like, making all this money worth it, kind of thing. Or at least that's how, you know, I'm, like, hearing it.
Okay. So when they tell you that, so when they're expressing these concerns and, you know, kind of implying those sort of thoughts in your head, what is it that you're thinking when they're telling you, kind of putting that pressure on you, that, as you stated?
I'm thinking that I get even more stressed out, especially if I had, like, missed a class that week. Then I start to feel like maybe I'm playing catch up, like, am I falling behind? So that makes me anxious and, you know, just really sad and kind of just, like, on edge, you know. I just feel like I'm trying to balance all these things and it's not working.
Okay.
So just really kind of overwhelmed and just definitely stressed out about it all.
And have you expressed any of these concerns to your parents when they put this pressure on you?
Not really. I've told them, like, you know, I'm trying to, you know, do really well in school and go to work and everything, but, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we know, you know, and, like, you know, we trust you, we have faith in you and everything, but it doesn't seem like they do, because they're, like, you know, constantly checking in and making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, and it's been a year, you know, I'm a sophomore and I made it through freshman year fine, so it would just be nice to have, like, a little more faith.
Okay, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. So I'm hearing, currently I'm hearing maybe 3 main concerns that we're having. One, just trouble maybe balancing the things that are going on. I'm relating, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the fact that maybe you're sleeping in is maybe you're just having trouble balancing, you know, your work, your school, and your friends and whatnot. Is that maybe one concern that you feel as you're having? Okay, and then also the rejection you're maybe feeling from your friends, that they're not wanting to hang out with you. And then also just the pressure you have from your parents to constantly be doing well in school seems to also be really affecting you and stressing you. Of these, is there anything else you feel like is maybe going on right now?
I think that's pretty much it. I think those are the 3 main